Hey, what's up, guys? So I am almost done with this book, Five Love Languages. I don't know if this is gonna be backwards on the video or not. But it's Five Love Languages: The Secret to Love That Lasts. Very, very interesting book. This information is not intuitive. This is something like I had to learn from this book, and basically the concept is there are five different love languages. One is words of affirmation. That's giving people compliments and, just giving people positive feedback and stuff. Acts of service. So going out and doing things for people, clean up around the house. Receiving gifts. This doesn't necessarily mean like buying someone a Ferrari. It just means bringing someone something back from work, like some treats or flowers or or just like making cards or just like little gifts, what I mean? They could be big gifts, but just expressing, that's an expression of your love. And quality time is the fourth. Again, just spending time with, whoever love languages that is. And the fifth is physical touch. This is different than sex, because sex is almost considered pretty much like a requirement. Physical touch, how that differentiates from sex is it's like a pat on the shoulder, head, back, just touching whoever it is, whether it's your kids or whether it's your lover. This is specifically has to do with lover, but there's a whole book for children too, because these five love languages, they transcend the relationship. I'm specifically talking about relationships here, but it has to do with like your love language. You have, everyone's got a primary love language. Everyone has a secondary love language. You could have two sort of equal love languages, and it doesn't mean that, any of these other five are not relevant. Like you should be able to express love in all of these. It just means that if the primary one isn't met, or the secondary, but really the primary one, there could be major issues in your relationships. So, for example, in the book they talk about, by the way, mine is words of affirmation and physical touch, but words, if someone, if my partner were to be like, fuck you, you suck, and then they wanted to be physical with me, I'd be like, it just wouldn't, that would affect me negatively. You know what I mean? Whereas some people, they could do that and they wouldn't give a shit. So words of affirmation wouldn't be their main, primary. But for me, it's primary is words of affirmation and secondary is physical touch. Again, that's separate from sex. It just means, just touch. It's just touch in general. Like that's an important thing. So some people, don't like touch so much. They don't really give a shit about little shit like that. So it wouldn't be their primary love language. So here's the issue when it comes to relationships. You might have two partners that have two different love languages or have been taught different love languages. So maybe there's a husband that's been taught from his parents that giving gifts is how you express love. And his favorite, way of receiving love is maybe physical touch or words of affirmation or something. And then the wife could care less about receiving gifts. Maybe she learned that like a wife does acts of service. You know what I mean? Like she's working all the time, but she still is trying to find time to like keep the house clean and doing other things. And this could be flipped, obviously. It could be like the husband doing, keeping the house clean and stuff. But so she thinks like acts of service is what this person is looking for when she, and then her primary love language might be, here we go, quality time. Hers might be quality time. So they are so confused in their relationship as to how to express love. Like they feel like they're putting in a lot of effort and, they're not receiving, love. So it's confusing for both of them because they have different ways of expressing love and they have different ways of receiving love. So you have to become aware of your own love language and you have to become aware of your partner's love language, because there is five of them, and you can express love in different ways. You can express love in all those five ways. Like you should become like you should be able to express love in all of those ways, and you should, because it's fun to express love in different ways. But again, the primary ones and the secondary ones are the most important. And on that note, how you can become aware of your love language is, what do you ask for most in people? What do you complain about? And how do you express love? Now, again, like, you might have been taught that giving gifts is how you express love, but you actually, like quality time is your favorite. So that might not necessarily be true, but those are 3 ways of, approaching to discover your own love language and your secondary love language. And for your partner, the 3 could be like, what do they complain about? How do they seem to express love towards you or towards other people? And like, what do they request of you? You know what I mean? So if they're constantly saying like, hey, would you, do this, like do the laundry? Would you like go out and run an errand for me or something? That would maybe suggest that like their love language is service. So acts of service. Now again, like during different times, like if somebody loses a family member and they're really sad, like maybe physical touch isn't their main love language, but maybe for like a month or something, physical touch or a week, like physical touch may be their main love language because they're mourning and they just want to be touched and stuff. What else about the book? Can people's love language change? Again, like there can be variations. Like if your wife has 2 jobs, she might want you to step it up around the house a bit. Like maybe you do more things that before you guys shared it, but now that she's got 2 jobs, like you're actually like alleviating a lot of stress from her if you take on like more acts of service, even if acts of service isn't her main love language. But that being said, like if words of affirmation is still her main love language, like don't take that away. Like that's still the most important. So anyway, cool beans. I just wanted to share that. I thought that was interesting. So I'll probably share more videos of the information I learned from this book. I'm almost done with it, so I just wanted to make this one really quick. So cool beans, peace, have a good one.